Have you ever wondered how it all began? How the universe, the earth, and even human life emerged from nothing? Get ready to embark on a fascinating journey through the very first moments of creation, where every detail was shaped by divine hands. In this video, you'll discover, in a profound and visually stunning way, how God's power brought light, life, and humanity into existence. Stay until the end, because each part of this story will bring you closer to understanding the grand purpose behind it all. The creation of the heavens, the earth, and light. In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and void. The earth was formless, and the deep waters covered everything. It was then that God spoke the first words of creation. "Let there be light," Genesis 1 verse 3. And with those words, light was born. This light was the first separation from the darkness, a divine act that set the foundation for all that would follow. God saw that the light was good and divided it from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. God's command for light marked the start of time itself. This initial division of day and night would become the basis of human existence, guiding the rhythms of life. Even though the sun, moon, and stars were not yet created, the divine light illuminated everything. It was a light beyond physical comprehension, symbolizing the purity and perfection of God's will. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day, Genesis 1 verse 5. The concept of light in this creation story goes beyond the physical. It represents knowledge, goodness, and the presence of God. In this first act of creation, God not only created a physical reality, but also established a moral and spiritual order. This light was a precursor to the divine illumination that would guide humankind throughout history. God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. 1 John 1 verse 5. After creating the light, God began to shape the universe further. He separated the waters and the sky, creating the firmament that would hold the heavens above and the earth below. This act of dividing the waters was a powerful symbol of control over chaos, demonstrating God's authority over all things. God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so, Genesis 1 verses 6 to 7. On the second day, God established the sky, known as the expanse or vault, creating a division between the waters above and the waters below. This expanse was crucial in laying the groundwork for the creation of the land and seas. It was a deliberate preparation for what was to come, showing that every step of creation was orderly, purposeful, and measured by God's wisdom. Each phase of creation built upon the previous one, and the creation of light was the foundational element. Without light, life could not flourish, and the earth would remain in chaos and darkness. God's act of creating light before the sun shows that his power is not bound by physical laws. The light existed by his command, revealing the transcendence of his divine authority. Moreover, light was not only the beginning of creation, but also a sign of God's glory. Later in the Bible, light is often used as a metaphor for God's presence, guidance, and righteousness. In Psalms 27 verse 1, it is written, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" This same light, created on the first day, would become a symbol of hope and salvation for humanity. The first day of creation concludes with the establishment of the cycle of time. God's division of light and darkness introduces the concept of day and night, which would govern life on earth. This separation also foreshadows future events in the Bible, where light and darkness are used as metaphors for good and evil, truth and falsehood. God's creation of light is a reminder that he is the ultimate source of all life, order, and meaning. Thus, the creation of the heavens, the earth, and light was the essential first step in God's grand design. It established not only the physical world, but also the spiritual framework in which humanity would live. The command, "Let there be light," echoes throughout time, signifying the start of everything that is good, pure, and ordered in the universe. Are you enjoying this journey through the creation of the world? If so, make sure to subscribe and stay with us for even more incredible stories like this. And if you're finding this as fascinating as we are, why not share it with someone who would appreciate the beauty of these timeless truths? The creation of animals and plants. On the third day, God set out to further shape the earth. He gathered the waters under the heavens into one place, causing dry land to appear. God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1 verses 9 to 10. This act was significant as it prepared the earth to be a home for the living creatures that were soon to come. With the dry land established, God commanded the earth to produce vegetation. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. Genesis 1 verse 11. The earth obeyed, bringing forth a vast array of plants, each designed to reproduce after its kind. This was the beginning of life on earth. Plants and trees that would provide food and sustenance for future creatures. God's command for the creation of plants was not just functional, it was also beautiful. The earth became covered in greenery, vibrant with color and life. There were trees bearing fruit, flowers blooming, and grasses growing across the land. These plants were more than just sources of nourishment. They symbolized God's provision and care for his creation. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1 verse 12. The creation of plants was a vital step in God's plan for the earth. These plants would later serve as food for both humans and animals, demonstrating that God had carefully planned every aspect of life's sustenance. The fruits and seeds represented the abundance and richness of the world God was creating. This was the first sign of God's provision, ensuring that life would be sustained and continue to flourish on earth. On the fifth day, God turned his attention to the waters and the skies. He spoke, and the seas teemed with life. God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Genesis 1 verses 20 to 21. The oceans filled with a diversity of creatures, from the smallest fish to the mighty whales. Birds soared in the sky, each one perfectly designed for its environment. The sight of life filling the waters and skies was a majestic display of God's creativity and power. Every living creature was unique, designed to thrive in its habitat, and each one reflected the glory of the Creator. God blessed the animals, commanding them to multiply and fill the earth. God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." Genesis 1 verse 22. This blessing of fertility ensured that life would continue to flourish, growing in abundance and variety. The richness of life in the sea and sky was a testament to God's intricate design and his ability to sustain all living things. On the sixth day, God created the creatures of the land. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. Genesis 1 verse 24. The land now teemed with life, from wild beasts to domesticated animals, all living in harmony within the world that God had made. Each animal was created with purpose and design, contributing to the balance of the natural world. Whether grazing on the vegetation or roaming the wilds, These creatures were essential parts of the ecosystem God had crafted. They were a reflection of his creativity and his delight in diversity. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Genesis 1, verse 31. The creation of animals completed the stage for humanity's arrival. God's creation of plants and animals was a crucial step in the unfolding plan of life on Earth. It demonstrated his power, creativity, and care for his creation. The Earth was now filled with living things, each one uniquely designed to thrive in its environment. The world was rich with life, a perfect setting for the next and final act of creation. How are you feeling about this exploration of the Bible's creation story so far? If it's resonating with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread this amazing story of how it all began. The creation of man and woman. On the sixth day, after filling the earth with plants and animals, God prepared to create the pinnacle of his creation, humanity. God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." Genesis 1, verse 26. This declaration was profound, for humanity was to be made in the image and likeness of God, distinct from all other creatures. Unlike the animals, which were created according to their kinds, humanity was created in the image of God, reflecting his nature, intellect, and ability to reason. This image set humans apart and endowed them with a unique capacity for relationship with God. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Genesis 1, verse 27. Both man and woman were made to complement each other, equal in value and importance. God's creation of mankind was accompanied by a divine mandate. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Genesis 1, verse 28. Humanity was given authority over the earth, charged with stewarding the world God had made, ensuring its flourishing and care. This stewardship was not merely dominion, but a responsibility to nurture creation. In this act, God also provided for humanity's needs. Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food." Genesis 1, verse 29. The same plants and trees that God had created earlier were now given as sustenance for humans. This provision illustrated God's care and intention for a harmonious relationship between humanity and the natural world. The creation of humanity also brought with it the concept of work and purpose. Adam, the first man, was placed in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. Genesis 2, verse 15. Work was not a punishment, but a part of God's design for human flourishing. It was through their labor and stewardship that humans would participate in God's ongoing creation, cultivating and maintaining the beauty of the world he had made. God also recognized that it was not good for man to be alone. The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Genesis 2, verse 18. From Adam, God created Eve, the first woman. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. Genesis 2, verse 22. This act emphasized the importance of companionship, relationship, and the complementarity between man and woman. Upon seeing Eve, Adam declared, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." Genesis 2, verse 23. The creation of woman completed God's work in creating humanity. Together, man and woman were given the task to multiply, fill the earth, and cultivate it. Their relationship was marked by unity and mutual support, a reflection of God's own love and relational nature. God saw all that he had made, and with the creation of humanity, his work was complete. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Genesis 1 verse 31. The creation of mankind was the culmination of God's creative work, and it was deemed very good. Humanity was not only a physical creation, but also a spiritual one, designed for a relationship with God and entrusted with the care of his creation. On the seventh day, God rested from all his work. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Genesis 2 verse 2. This rest was not due to exhaustion, but was a symbolic completion of the creative process. God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, setting it apart as a day of rest for all creation, a reminder of his sovereignty and the perfection of his creation. Thus, the creation of man and woman was the final and most important act of God's creation. It revealed not only God's power, but also his desire for relationship and community with his creation. Humanity was given a unique role in the world, bearing God's image and tasked with caring for the earth. This act of creation laid the foundation for the rest of the biblical narrative, where humanity's relationship with God, each other, and the world would continue to unfold. As we come to the end of this incredible journey through the story of creation, we've seen how every aspect of the universe, life, and humanity was purposefully crafted by a loving creator. This isn't just an ancient story. It's a reminder of the beauty and order that surrounds us every day, a story that still speaks to the deepest questions about who we are and why we're here. If this video moved you or gave you a new perspective, don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an opportunity to dive deeper into these powerful stories. There's so much more to discover, and together, we can continue exploring the mysteries of life and faith.